And as far as you know, what did Fabian do as soon as he was aware that Jason had been injured?
We were just trying to make things.
And did he go with him to the hospital?
He did.
Okay. And had Fabian expressed anything to you in terms of how this entire incident, what it meant to him and how important it was to him?
He was just as devastated as me, and he was very concerned about me.
And regarding Jason, how is he doing now?
Jason's doing good.
What about his injuries, his physical injuries?
They're good. He's healed and everything.
Okay. Now, there was a pre-sentence investigation report that was done. I think you had done something of an interview with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that report, you had talked about the fact that he had some trauma, that he had been afraid when he sees guns, things like that. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, regarding that, how have you had a chance to kind of speak with Jason about this, figure out ways to help him? Okay. How do you think he's doing in regards to that? Okay. A little bit about Fabian and Jason's relationship. How would you describe that to the judge?
They have a good relationship. Jason loves that.
Okay. And how do you feel that Fabian feels about Jason?
He loves Jason.
And regarding your relationship with Fabian, do you all have a good relationship?
We do.
Okay. Now, one thing that I think is important to at least express to Judge Boyd here is what you feel, if anything, how this has affected Fabian going forward in life.
I feel like he wants to make some changes and be better.
And in that, what are some examples of ways that you know of? Like, as far as, does he have goals that you guys have discussed? Does he have anything like that?
Yes, he's trying to get his studio.
And one of the questions that I think almost everybody wants to know about this type of situation is, if Judge Boyd decides to place him on probation, how do you believe he will approach probation?
I feel like he would do good because he would make sure he does everything that has to be.
Okay. Do you feel that he takes it seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you asking Judge Boyd to consider giving Fabian probation? Okay. I'll pass at this point, Your Honor.
State, any questions?
Just a few questions. How old is Jason currently? He's 3. And were you aware that Fabian had previously been on deferred for an unlawful carrying of a weapon as a misdemeanor? Okay. And were you aware that when this incident happened, he was on felony probation? Were you aware that he had a gun in the house where you were dropping off Jason? You weren't aware? Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, any further questions?
Nothing further unless the court has questions, Judge.
No questions. Well, just one. How old was your son when this happened?
How old was he?
Yes.
2.
Right. So he was 2 years old. And I think everybody's dancing around certain things, but he was shot with a gun. And is this the gun that he picked up, or is this the gun that somebody was playing with and he got shot? What happened?
He picked it up.
And to your knowledge, if you know, where was everybody else?
I'm not sure.
So how did a 2-year-old pick up a gun and shoot themselves? Because there had to have been supervision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where were the other parties, if you know?
In the house and immersion.
All right. So has his father told you how a 2-year-old got a hold of a weapon to shoot himself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if anybody was smoking marijuana in the house during that time that your son was there?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody informed you of that?
Mm-hmm.
Has his father talked to you about what they were doing in the house?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what was going on in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout this entire time, you never asked about what was going on at the house when your 2-year-old was shot. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, any other witnesses?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to call Mr. Cardenas to.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Fabian Cardenas.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to make sure that we're clear, you were placed on probation on a felony case, a felony evading case before this incident happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when you were placed? How soon before?
A month,
About a couple of weeks, or longer than a month, or less than a month?
less than a month.
Okay. When there were firearms in the house, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And regarding those firearms, did you do anything in order to get those firearms out of the house?
Yes. I tried to.
You can speak to Judge.
Yes, I tried to pay somewhere else while I was on probation, but there were guns. So they were all clean. Anyone I tried to like give them to, like, it's kind of a hard for someone like take guns for you, if that makes sense. Like I try to give them to like one of my uncles or something. Like if you could hold these till I'm on probation, and that's just not something someone would like take like that. So I really had nowhere to place them at the time.
Because of that, though, you know, you're aware, and Judge Boyd is aware that sometimes you would have casing over at your mom's house, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to describe for Judge Boyd, what was the living situation like?
I stayed in a back house at my mom's house, and I'll get casing like on the weekends or whenever my child's mother worked or I was working or something, or like I'll watch them and stuff.
Okay. So your mother's house you were living in the detached living area from the main house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were you the only person living in that detached house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because you could not get rid of those, were you aware that that's something that you could have called either myself or even the court about help with? Were you aware at the time?
At the time, no, but now I fully understand. Like I really could have got help from you, from anyone. It's just I didn't think that I could like call on anyone to be like, hey, where could I place these guns, or like at the time. But now like I'm fully aware.
Okay. And since that time, have you continued to check in with probation since everything's happened?
Yes.
Okay. When Kaysen was shot, as far as the first time that you were made aware, where were you?
I was right there around him. I was in the kitchen.
Okay. And the shooting took place in the back room or in the back of the house? Where did it take place that you recall?
In the back house, it's like a studio.
Okay. And regarding where the guns were placed, or that gun was placed, where did you place it?
It was I remember we woke up. I had it under the mattress. It was under the mattress, and yeah, that's what it was.
What did you put it there?
I had it there because I didn't think he'll go inside the mattress and stuff. I was on the phone, turned around for like less than a couple seconds, and then I hear it.
Now, you said a couple of seconds. What did this situation teach you about the importance of gun safety, what children can get into? Please describe to Judge Boyd that.
It didn't really just teach me, it also like changed my whole life. I look at it all a lot more different, but it teach me for sure gun safety. Not that I'm even gonna be around guns, but how none of that mixes up.
When you found out that had been shot, what did you do next?
I grabbed him immediately. I started putting pressure on where it grazed him, and I told my sister to call the police, and then I went with him in the ambulance, and I went to the hospital.
Was it just you and him aside from the emergency personnel, was it just you and him in the ambulance?
Yes.
And when you got to the hospital, did you go anywhere else?
No.
Eventually, law enforcement showed up there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and did you cooperate with them?
I think at the time I was so much stuff was going on. I was just worried about my son. I think I declined. No. I talked to him, but I really, yeah, I was really.
Did you end up explaining to them the situation there at the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. You had just been placed on probation for the evading case, and then this occurs. Now we're asking Judge Boyd to consider placing you on supervision. That way, you can do the things that she requires you to do. Now, after this had all happened, I know that it's just been a little while, but what do you have to say to Judge Boyd about how you will do under her requirements of you should she place you on probation?
Basically, it's been like more harder on me, like knowing that was the last memory I had with my son. That's probably the last memory he had with me so far since I had like a no contact order. Been on house arrest ever since, and I just want to.
When you say it's hard on you, what's hard on you?
Knowing like the last memory I had with his last memory with me was like I'm just worried about him. The last memory he had with me is that, and like from that incident, I haven't even got to call him and see how. I know he always like asks for me and stuff. I know, but still.
How does that make you feel?
Heartbroken.
How do you feel about your son?
This is where the judge starts pulling apart the story. A 2-year-old was shot inside the home, and now the court wants to know the most basic question. How did a toddler get access to a loaded firearm in the first place? The defense may focus on remorse and rehabilitation, but the judge is clearly focused on accountability, and that distinction could become critical when deciding whether probation is appropriate.
How do you feel about your son?
I love him to death.
But you know that your inability to, that the fact that you didn't ask for help when maybe you could have, as you talked about, like, now you know that you can reach out to other people or try to get the court to help you or whatever, but you know that, and you talked about this in your pre-sentence investigation, but because you didn't ask for that help to get that done, he was injured. You're aware of that, right?
Yes. Take full responsibility.
And how important is that to you?
Very important. I take full responsibility because that was a mistake on my end and it caused a big accident. I was just pay attention.
You had a rough childhood growing up, right?
Yes.
Now that's discussed in the pre-sentence investigation, but having lived that way, what kind of relationship and what kind of parent do you want to be to your son?
The opposite of what I had. I want to be there for him, and I just want to. I made mistakes in the past, but I just want to not like try to guide him the best way I can, other than what I grew up in.
Do you provide guidance to any other people in your family?
Yes.
Who?
My little brothers and sisters.
What parental figures do they have?
None, really, just me and my mom.
And where is your mom currently?
Right now, she's at home, but she's.
That admission is huge. Fabian isn't denying what happened. He's acknowledging that he had a responsibility to secure those firearms and failed to ask for help when he couldn't remove them. But now the court has to balance two very different things: a devastating mistake that seriously injured his child, and a 21-year-old defendant who says he's ready to change. The question is, does accountability deserve a second chance? Or does the danger of what happened demand a harsher consequence?
Single mother, so it's just her and my brothers and sisters. I help her a lot. Sisters. I'm the only father figure.
And has she had issues with the law, things like that?
Yes. Oh, yes. I just want to ask if you could strongly consider giving me probation. I'm trying to go down the right track. I actually like trying to switch my life around. Like I made mistakes, but I don't think that should like define who I am, the type of person that I am.
Well, when you say something like that, though, because that can come off the wrong way. And you and I have talked about your life and things like that. Talk to the judge about the goals that you have. What do you want